Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. You're watching
Lists of 13.
Here you'll find lists of various topics, all in sets of 13.
If you have tristodectophobia, an irrational fear of the number 13, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list. This video is part of a series we call Silly Laws by State.
You know, a lot of these laws were put into effect because something happened to make this law necessary.
That's disturbing.
Remember, we are not lawyers, and this should in no way be considered legal advice.
Today we bring you another installment of Silly Laws by State. We started in Missouri, where we both currently reside. We then did the states that surround Missouri. We did a second pass of the states that touch the states that touch Missouri, and now we're on our third pass around the United States. Today we bring you 13 silly laws in Utah.
Number 1. In Kaysville, you must have identification to enter a convenience store after dark.
That's not very convenient now, is it?
I see what you did there.
Number 2. Parents with unruly children may be required to pay a deposit of up to $500 in Salt Lake City hotels. Parents may also have to promise in writing that they will own up to any damages, costs, and taxes incurred by a minor at a lodging establishment and its furnishings.
Well, the way I see it, if your kid seems like they're a hellraiser, maybe not such a bad thing.
There's still a story there, though. Like, what has gone so wrong with so many children that they had to write whole laws where you write in blood as an oath that your kids are not going to do it, or if they do, that you're going to pay for it?
Number 3, you are legally allowed to possess a nuclear weapon in Utah, but don't think about detonating it. That's against the law in the entire state.
Well, I mean, the detonating part, solid law. Why we're even letting people have it seems a little sketchy. Number 4, if you're a married woman, make sure if you have to commit a crime, it's in the presence of your hubby, because the husband is responsible for every criminal act committed by his wife while she's in his presence in Utah. Well, you know, I'm always a fan of those sexist laws, but this one does seem like it would go to the married woman's favor, but I do beg to differ. What if the crime is against your husband? He was present. Is it still in fact his fault?
That's a pretty tricky question, and as it says at the beginning of the video, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not sure.
I don't know, that's enough to make me want to think that going and being a trial lawyer for women on murder for their husbands in Utah could be a good time.
Number 5, women may not swear in Logan. The first time it happens, it's a misdemeanor. After that, charges are different levels of felony.
I don't think I should visit Logan.
Right.
Number 6, in Salt Lake City County, no one may walk down the street carrying a paper bag containing a violin.
I'm sure there's an interesting story there also.
I mean, not to mention, even the cheapest of violins is not inexpensive, and not every paper bag is super sturdy, so that's a risk right there.
Right. Maybe it's a violin that isn't actually used for a violin anymore. It's a weapon that somebody was carrying in a paper bag to make a law happen. Number 7, in Monroe, daylight must be visible between partners on a public dance floor.
Well, I can already see an argument there. I'd be like, look, it's nighttime, and if you meant light, you should have said light. The law says daylight. Number 8, in Trout Creek, pharmacists may not sell gunpowder to cure headaches.
I mean, that sounds like a law that kind of makes sense, but shouldn't have to be around.
I had no idea that was even a thing. Sounds dangerous.
Number 9, in Provo, throwing snowballs will result in a $50 fine.
I mean, unless there's a limit, that could be a good use of $50 entertainment. Maybe it's on Lake Donkey Kong. Number 10, beavers will be held accountable for damage caused by their dams. What? I'm just picturing a little beaver with his little teeth hanging out, kind of smiling at me, and I'd be like, you're responsible for this damage. And it's just gonna look at me and be like, huh? I don't know what she's saying.
And then it's gonna walk away.
Right.
Number 11, in Salt Lake County, auctions may not be advertised by hiring trombone players to play on the street.
That sounds like some kind of strange personal vendetta law, if you're asking me. Some people really enjoy the sound of trombone, but apparently someone was either not good or super annoying at doing so, and now it's a law.
Well, as somebody who played trombone back in high school and middle school and elementary school, I think when people don't like trombone players, it's because they're jealous. Trombones are awesome.
After that long shtick about all the years you played trombone, now I have in my head one time at band camp. Number 12. Birds have the right of way on all highways in Utah. How? How? Can someone explain how? The bird doesn't know it has the right of way, so you just sit there waiting for it to fly, and then when it never goes, you go and then it flies. And is it only an issue if you hit it? I don't understand.
The place I see you possibly getting in trouble is those flying birds that are flying and then you hit them with your car, and then sounds like that could be some trouble.
Like if it flies and it lands on the stop sign, am I supposed to somehow have like ESP as to what direction it's going so I can give it the right of way? Like I said, I think it's only a problem if you hit it.
And number 13, should the governor of Utah declare an emergency, then all alcohol sales must cease. This state law prohibits not only the sale of alcohol during such a time, but it also makes it illegal to otherwise furnish alcohol to another person.
Well, it's a good thing that Utah doesn't get hurricanes, because hurricane parties are real.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. We hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something.
Tell us which one of these ridiculously silly laws in Utah was your favorite, or the one you'd probably get in trouble for breaking the most. And remember,
Just because you didn't know it was a law,
ignorance is not a defense. Thanks again for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up.
and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to get notified when we post new videos.
After subscribing, ring the bell.
After that, tell all your friends.
We hope you enjoy your day and keep being kind to one another.